Christian Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Multigenerational Church Crisis: Why We Don't Understand Each Other and How to Unite in Mission, by Bryan Chapell. Narrated by Asa Siegel. Introduction. Celebrating the Faith of Generations. Multigenerational Faith. On a New Year's Day, our adult daughter posted the following thoughts on her social media page. Today, release last year to God with a thankful heart of worship. Dedicate the coming year into His hands and prayerfully place all of your desires and needs for this new year underneath His Lordship. He will never fail you. I don't think all the words are original to her, but the source is not as important to me as the content. The words express our daughter's desire to embrace and share the faith of her parents. No one forced her to post these words. Our daughter now lives far from us and has her own family and friends that are much more present than our influence. So, when she posts her faith to share it with others, dear biblical truths burst upon our hearts like New Year's Eve fireworks. We first feel the echoes of gratitude expressed long ago by the Apostle John. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children are walking in the truth. 3 John chapter 1, verse 4. When faith becomes intergenerational, there is profound joy and thanksgiving in the church and in the hearts of Christian parents. With the spiritual opposition of our world so intense and growing, as we shall see later in this book, we know there are no guarantees that our faith will be our children's. We give thanks to God for claiming our children from the evils of the world and the threats of hell. The gratitude that swells our hearts also humbles us. We remember with tears our many faults and shortcomings as Christian parents. The imperfections of our parenting force us to confess that our children's faith is not simply the product of our merits. So, we celebrate the work that God has done through the church to supplement and repair our efforts. When our children were small, and we were learning what it meant to raise eternal souls in little bodies to love Jesus, we needed the experience and wisdom of other Christian parents. We had little understanding of how precious, powerful, and necessary the care and example of so many others in the church would be. As new parents, we went from times of certainty that we would never repeat our parents' errors to days of doubting that we should be trusted to raise pets, much less children. We and our children needed the collective wisdom and love of our church family. In the church, we were blessed to have peer parents who shared our doubts about our capabilities, more seasoned parents with boots on the ground and diapers in the hamper experience to advise and console us, and spiritual grandparents who gave unconditional love to the children we were sometimes too frazzled to discipline or hug. The Lord worked beyond our innocence, ignorance, and exhaustion through the many days and ways those in the church showered our children with attentive love, examples of faith, and caring discipline that built memories for a lifetime and faith for eternity. Years later, I would find the studies that confirm how caring adults in the church help instill faith in children that is likely to last the rest of their lives. I will share some of these studies later in this book, but when our children were small, we simply experienced the blessing of others' faithfulness and love. We did not fully understand then how powerful and needed these influences in our children's hearts would be. In their preschool and elementary school years, God worked beyond our distractions, frustrations, and ambitions by using the example of others to teach us the formative routines of family and faith. No one had to teach us to cheer at soccer games or to endure music recitals, but we did need to learn how to pray as a family at mealtimes, bedtimes, and before travel. We learned to make memories and form faith beyond church walls by following the patterns of Christian parents who loved family hikes, fishing trips, and frequent
Sample complete. Ready to continue?